Hey ever done? And welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a trouble code that's a real headache for many diesel owners, especially if you drive a Mercedes, BMW, VW, or Peugeot. I'm talking about P0401, EGR flow insufficient. If your check engine light is on and you've pulled this code, you're in the right place. We're going to break down what it means, what causes it, and most importantly, how to fix Italiano. So, what exactly is P0401 telling you? Your car's computer, the ECU, is detecting that the exhaust gas recirculation system, or EGR, isn't letting enough exhaust gas flow back into the cylinders. Now, why would we want to do that? It might sound strange, but recirculating a small amount of exhaust gas lowers the combustion temperature inside the engine. This is super important because it reduces the formation of harmful nitrogen oxides, or NOx emissions. When the ECU sees that the flow is less than what it's commanding, it triggers the P0401 code and turns on that dreaded check engine light. How will this affect your driving experience? Well, the symptoms can be pretty noticeable. The most common one is a rough or unstable idle. Your engine might feel like it is shaking or about to stall when you restop to the light. Another big one is poor acceleration. You'll press the gas pedal, but the car will feel sluggish and hesitant, like it's struggling to get up to speed. It can feel like you've lost a significant amount of power. You might also notice a decrease in fuel economy, meaning more trips to the pump. And while you won't see it directly, your car will be pumping out a lot more NOx emissions, which is bad for the environment and will cause you to fail an emissions test. In some cases, you might even hear a pinging or knocking sound from the engine, especially under load. Alright, so we know what it is and what it feels like. How do we figure out exactly what's wrong? Diagnosing a P0401 code requires a systematic approach. The first and most obvious culprit is the EGR valve itself. These valves can get completely caked with carbon and soot over time, causing them to get stuck closed. They can open to allow gas to flow, hence insufficient flow. A good mechanic will use a scan tool to command the EGR valve to open and close while monitoring the sensor data to see if it is responding correctly. But it's not always the valve. Another very common issue, especially on modern diesels, is a clogged EGR cooler or the passages leading to and from it. Think of it like a clogged artery. Even if the valve is opening perfectly, if the pathways are blocked with soot, the gas can't get through. This is a big one on those Mercedes, VW, and BMW diesels we mentioned. So, we need to inspect these passages. Sometimes this requires removing the EGR cooler for a proper look inside. Don't forget about the control system either. Many EGR systems use vacuum to operate the valve. A cracked, disconnected, or leaking vacuum hose can mean there's not enough suction to open the valve when the computer commands it. We also have to check the vacuum control solenoid, which is the electronic switch that directs the vacuum to the EGR valve. If that solenoid fails, the valve won't get the signal to open. A simple vacuum gauge can be a mechanic's best friend here. Finally, a faulty sensor, like the DPFE sensor on some Fords or the MAP sensor on others, could be sending bad information to the ECU, tricking it into thinking there's a flow problem when there isn't. Now, for the best part. The fix. The repair strategy depends entirely on what we found during the diagnosis. If the EGR valve is just dirty but still functional, a thorough cleaning might be all it needs. You can use special EGR cleaning sprays to dissolve the carbon buildup. However, if the valve is mechanically damaged or electrically failed, it will need to be replaced. This is often the most straightforward solution. If the diagnosis pointed to clogged passages or a blocked EGR cooler, then it's time to get your hands dirty. These components need to be removed from the engine and cleaned out. This can be a labor-intensive job, but it's crucial for restoring proper flow. For really stubborn carbon deposits, some shops use ultrasonic cleaning to get the cooler looking like new again. If cleaning isn't possible or doesn't work, then replacement is the only option. And after the mechanical parts are all sorted, there's one last, very important step. The software. Many manufacturers release ECU software updates to improve the operation and diagnostics of the EGR system. Sometimes, a software update can adjust the parameters and tolerances, preventing the code from coming back unnecessarily. It's always a good idea to check if there is an available update for your vehicle's computer, especially after performing a major repair on the EGAR system. It can be the final piece of the puzzle to a permanent fix. So there you have it, a complete guide to the P0401 code. It can be a complex issue, but with a logical diagnostic process, you can pinpoint the problem and get your car running smoothly and cleanly again. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into car repair. Drop any questions you have in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.